All right, we should be back live. Let's see. Let's try and get
Hello,
some
hello.
feedback. Yeah, you sound good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You know what? Let me pull up YouTube on my device, my other device, and see if that is working better. Says we're live. And I can see and hear. Can you guys say something?
Yep, yep.
Hey, can you hear us?
And I can see and hear. Can you guys say something?
Yep, yep.
Yeah, I can hear you from my iPad. It looks like
We can.
everything's working. Um,
Yeah, it looks like we're back.
Great.
all right. Well, that's embarrassing. Apologies. You know how we are over here. We're poor. We can't afford good internet in New Jersey. So hopefully we can get back on track here. Let's. Did you guys get confirmation, Miguel, from anyone else that we're back up?
Not yet. Yeah, you're all here. Yes. Lindsay says,
Okay, good.
yeah, you're all here.
Yay! All right, Lindsay.
We can.
Apologies.
Amazing.
You deserve better. Sygo, you deserve better. Let's
It's okay.
maybe let's restart just a little bit. We don't need to retell the whole story, but Sygo, you said that you have just been
All right.
doxxed really since the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And you started art back in school, and you got into, and somebody asked you to do some porn for you. Is that right? You wanted
Yeah. Well,
to draw some porn.
that's a good one. Yeah. I mean, like as I said, I was always interested in comics. I always been into drawing, and I tried to create my comics, and luckily I had this guy that was working um, with a big editor, which is Bonelli in Italy, and he was doing stories for Dylan Dog, Martin Mister, and he was interested in making me, in me and making me work. The only thing he wanted me to do 1 year of porn comics, because he wanted like to see if I was like trustworthy,
Yeah,
and delivering every month my drawings. So
yeah.
at the time I was like living with my mom, so I said no. And so that dream vanished for a moment. But yeah, I mean, when I joined Web3 and I discovered Genuine Undead after a lot of worthless projects and rug pulls and all of that, and I found a different place. We didn't have any owner of the project. The artist was missing after giving us this collection. So first of all, I saw myself in the collection. So that my PFP on X was looking like me, and I didn't do this hairstyle after Genuine Undead. I was like, I'm this like since 10 years, I guess, or maybe more. So I was like, what the fuck, And so I bought more, and one of those was the one that inspired me to write about Lane the Neon Warrior, which is this character with the Japanese flag on his face. And I always wanted to write a story, and that was the moment where I find out about Mid Journey and how you could draw with AI. And so I said, like, yeah, I mean, I can't start back drawing with my hands again. It would take too much time. So I dived in, and I thought it was easier, at the beginning, because really creating comics with consistent characters and consistent style is not really easy. You have to work your ass off and learn a lot of things,
Right.
and try, and it's just trial and error.
And what were you doing comic book style before this as well? Before the AI, um, before the impact of AI, you were doing like
Yeah, I mean,
cyberpunk anime. comic book stuff?
Yeah, I've always been interested in comics and anime. I mean, in my youth, in childhood, I was into Marvel comics, and later on in the '90s, of course, Image Comics with Jim Lee and Todd McFarlane and all those guys, all those great artists. And I always watch anime because in Italy, they used to have a lot of anime series in commercial TV, like starting from Mazinga to Lupin the Third, or Okuto no Ken, which is Fist of the North Star. I mean Kenshiro. A lot of different point of inspiration.
Yeah.
Shout out to Martek. I see him here. Uh, and yeah, and I mean, I try to concentrate all my inspiration, all the things that I like, that I love, into my comics. I try to.
Yeah.
So,
And sorry, go ahead, Miguel.
so I have a question. Like, can you tell
Yeah.
us more about the process of like merging your comic book art and the NFT technology? Like, how did that merge?
Yeah, I mean, I thought like to in a way to found a little bit this thing, creating comics with AI might sound easy, but it's a tedious work. So of course I need time, and time costs money. So I thought, why not to create a little collection of NFTs, inspired of course by Genuine Undead, and create basically the world of this character. So every single NFT in this collection, which is Undead 2043, is potentially a character for this story. Some of those are already in the comics, some of them will. And basically, I tried to, in include all the legendaries of Genuine Undead, of course, because they are very important for the story. And some people wanted their own GU. So before going into sale mode, I did a little pre-sale, and everyone was interested in having his own forever GU. I replicated that into with my style, and that was an interesting project because when you go free on the AI, tend to yeah, this looks good, that's okay, but then when you
Yeah.
have to replicate an NFT with all the traits in there, you have to work harder, so I had these 50 pre-sale NFTs which were looking really really good, and other not so, like,
Yeah.
so I had to redo like 500 NFTs.
Wow.
Yeah, I took my time, I wanted really at first I wanted only this collection to be like sort of a ticket to enter the comics, but then I started to think that I wanted also to leave something, that also in the future, when AI art will be even better than now, can stand the test of time. So I really worked a lot into this, into this creation of NFTs. And I think, I mean, the collection really stands out. And I also included all the traits of GU, and also some new traits,
Nice.
even if it's not like every piece of this collection is one-to-one, because of course I didn't use like transparencies for traits, but I replicated all those traits in a few of in all those pieces, and also thought about some rarity. It was a, a very hard process, but I think I did my best.
How long did it take you to create the entire project? Like, it should have taken a long time because I know
Yeah.
AI is not easy. I mean, I've used AI a couple times and I kind of give up on it because like you can't really replicate the stuff over and over unless you like really spend a lot of time on it. So I can imagine the amount of time that
Yeah.
you spent trying to
I
replicate
think
some of the traits and doing some of the stuff that you did. I mean, must have taken a
I
long
think it
time.
was like almost 6 months.
Wow.
Of course, not every day on it, but like the last 2 months, I was like working nonstop. Yeah, and I developed this process. Back then, Midjourney was only Niji 5. Now it's Niji 6, which is different. At the time, Niji 5 had three different models. So I discovered that one of those three models was better for, prompt adherence. So I used that model to kind of create a draft of the NFT. And then I use the image reference and the remix function to go to another model, and and then I replicated this process like 5 times, increasing the stylization in order to get to the style that I wanted. Because of course, you decrease the stylization, you get more prompt adherency.
Right, right.
But then the image is not really cool, you know. And when you have much more stylization, the image looks cool, but it's not what you want. So I remixed it and increasing over and over the stylization, you know. Sorry. And then of course sometimes I needed to change the colors, so I shifted to Photoshop to maybe change the color of the hair or the jacket, or maybe even take away a few artifacts that weren't working. So it was a tedious work. Every single piece, I remember the time and the place when I worked on it. And
Wow.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a long story, but it was worth it,
Would
definitely.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
would you use AI again, knowing that you had to kind of hand draw almost all of it over again? Like, would you do the same thing again?
Yes, of course, and I'm doing this yeah, every day. Like I'm still doing the comics, and the comics is a little different process right now, because Niji 6 has, the character reference. So you can reference to a character. You have control for the weight, and you have the style reference and style weight. So right now it's easier to stay in the same style. Like this is the first, the one in the screen is the first ever comic that I created. This is quite old, and as you can see, the style is not really coherent. I did my best. This was done like 1.5 years ago. This is
Wow.
the free preview that I have on my website, but I can link maybe some newer stuff. So let me
Yeah.
let me check. Let me check.
We can always drop those links in the show note, but if you want to
Yeah,
send us the link so we can put it up on the screen, we can definitely do that too.
yeah. I mean, I have to. Let me just give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Miguel, have you played around with any of these engines that he's talking about? Have you played around with Midjourney for
Yeah,
creating the art?
yeah. I have not for creating anything that we've done, but I have played around with Midjourney a couple times. And like you said, it is very difficult to like recreate something because the AI doesn't recognize that you're trying to do the same thing. The AI just wants to do something different. So it's really hard to like you have to kind of put in all the traits that you want and you have to like really be specific on how you want something to look or else it's not going to replicate it. It's really really difficult. Even if you tell the AI, hey, I need you to replicate this picture the exact same way, it's just not going to do it. It's not built that way. So you have to kind of go back, a couple of times just to recreate something that it produced already.
Right.
It just the AI just won't allow it to happen.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And then all of that, does that take credits? Is that additional money each time you have to kind of re-roll it to get closer to?
No, I mean you can sign up from a journey. Even nowadays, even ChatGPT even does images now, so you're able to sign up for ChatGPT and create images. But again, like it's just so difficult to create where you really want something to be.
So I sent to first night a couple of links. Yeah.
Let me see if I can send you those links in a second, Kevin.
Yeah, drop them in the EVMux chat if you can.
Mhm.
So Sygo, while he's doing that, let me ask you, how did you learn to do that prompt engineering? Because I feel like if I were to just hop into Midjourney, I couldn't come close to achieving this and then creating any sort of consistency. So what was your journey? What mistakes did you make when it comes to learning the AI part that maybe a newer artist could benefit from hearing from you?
Yeah, I mean, it was a long process. I started copying prompts from, some AI gurus from X, but true to be told, most of them work in a photographic kind of style, and
Right.
that's the most popular AI things that you can see right now. And but what I wanted to do wasn't really photographic, so I really developed a way on my own, I guess. And what I did was like a lot of trial and error, a lot of wasted images until I found my way to get to the result that I wanted, and also
Right.
how to edit the results.
Hey, I don't see the links. Did you send it to the X account?
No, I sent it here on Evimax private
It's right
chat.
here. Okay.
Yeah, because I closed everything on my computer so it doesn't clutter the video. I don't know. I try to
Yeah.
keep it clean so it doesn't jump, because I also have a bad internet connection. Yeah, this is my studio, by the way. That's where I produce my music for me and for clients.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was
it's
going to
not
ask
my
you.
house. So it's not my house.
Oh, interesting.
So that's cool, because I can have a space for me, and not be bothered by people calling me every time. So
Yeah.
I love
yeah,
it.
this is the second episode of Laying the Neon Warrior, and this is the style that I really wanted to. And yeah, there's also music, but it's better off.
With
Yeah, I
great
sent you the links,
power
Kevin.
comes great responsibility. I've heard that before.
Yeah, yeah. I try to incorporate a lot of references to other, comics or movies or TV series that I love, and the story. And the first episode is kind of, I wanted to reference a lot to Mr. Robot. I don't know if you saw that
Yeah,
show.
love that show.
I love it. I loved it. And so basically, Chaos, which is the leader of the Neon Warriors, want to onboard Lane, and but he likes to joke. Of course, he looks like the Joker, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
he sells to him a recorder, but it's not really a recorder. And after a few pages, you understand what it is, but basically he calls him Elliot, hey Elliot, how you doing today, and he says like, what the fuck is Elliot,
yeah,
I'm not Elliot, my name is not Elliot. So he does his research, and he discovers about this guy who is a hacker like him, and so yeah, I like to put some Easter eggs and stuff like that in
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
I love
How
it.
did you find the inspiration for Lane? Like how Lane being a warrior, dystopian kind of the 2043 Tokyo thing. Like how did you find the inspiration for that?
For the character, you
The
mean?
character Lane, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like the inspiration was from one genuine undead that I own, which has, the pink mohawk and Japanese flag on his face, which is one of the 10K genuine undead NFTs, and I basically. I mean, I started to think about this group of characters, the Neon Warriors. In Genuine Undead they called Neon Paint, but I thought like they look like rebels because they have their face paint,
Right.
and one other character that has this face painting is Chaos, which is one of the legendaries of the Genuine Undead, which looks, of course, like the Joker. So I thought, like, why not creating a story like V per Vendetta, which has this leader with a mask,
Yep.
or in this case, it looks like the Joker and a bunch of followers, warriors, and so I thought like I can place this story in a futuristic Japan, dystopian thing, and so I was of course inspired by Akira, and what's the other, now I don't remember with the names, I'm really bad. Ghost in the Shell, of course, the anime, and I was a lot inspired by those those anime for the backgrounds, because they were really amazing to see. You see all those buildings and futuristic, but not really clean.
Yeah.
And so that was the inspiration, both for the character and the world around him.
I was actually going to ask you about the backgrounds because they're pretty detailed. So
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Lane, he has been praised for his unique narrative. Like, how do you see the story evolving in the future episodes?
Well, I don't want to spoil too much, but of course,
Drop that alpha. Drop it.
yeah, of course, I see, of course, more collaboration with the community. I'm launching right now a new comic, which for now is called The Redacted Hero. And basically, what it is anybody with an Undead 2043 or a genuine Undead can have me as an artist for their comic book. So I'm
Oh
open
wow.
to create a comic for up to 5 people or 5 characters. So maybe you want to do it on your own, or you have a friend, or you have like in Genuine Undead we have legions, groups of people that buys together NFTs. So maybe they want, and actually one of those 2 spots that I'm taking for this year is already sold to one of those legions, and basically they will tell me what characters they want, and I will put them in this world and evolve the story also with them. And I think involving the community is very important in these things, in Web3, because they will be your ambassadors.
Yeah.
You will spread the word, if they're happy, hopefully. And yeah, I mean, and I see also this story. I want it to be like something really happening. So I created a profile also for Lane, the Neon Warrior, and he's basically uh, um, writing from the future. So he knows things that already happened, and he warns us about things, and he wants our help to, save his and our future. So also I created this secondary, let's say secondary NFT, not collection, but edition,
Yeah.
which represent the crypto of the future, which is the Omnicoin. In the future, this AI gets to, AGI or something like this, and is basically creates a corporation, and this AI owns it. That's an experiment, failed experiment from some, some scientists, but this AI basically gets in control of this corporation and basically understands that if she wants, because basically he, who knows, is the internet, is
Right.
everywhere. So he's gonna tell all the politicians, all the all the powerful people that basically they are owned, and they have to give complete power to him. Otherwise, she knows everything about them. She's gonna drain them to whatever, and but it gives them the possibility of being beyond the law. So these powerful people of the past will become, people that can do whatever they want, in the future and not be persecuted. But at the same time, AI will dominate. And the only available, means of payment is this Omnicoin. So Lane steals the Omnicoin from the future and gives them
Ah,
in this present time. So basically, this is a way for me to give away things like NFTs or raffles, or in this case the first editions of the comics, which, by the way, I have them here in
Ooh.
oh wow.
real
Ooh.
life.
Pretty.
Yeah, I did basically a short run, very with nice paper, and these were available to buy. We're only using Omnicoins and the shipping costs. So for the holders who have more than one NFTs, they were able to buy them for free, basically.
Nice.
And other people that maybe have like 2 or 3 NFTs, they had a discount. They had to burn this Omnicoin because,
Right.
of course, the objective here is to destroy the Omnicoins, so, and take them from the future and bring them back, here, and do something good with something bad. That's the story. So I like to, make this thing like believable and real.
That's cool. Do you have any plans to like explore other media formats like animation or video games or anything like
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I already created a lot of videos with AI, of course, and they are available mainly on the Lane the Young Warrior profile. But what I want to really do, and I'm waiting for this technology to evolve a little bit, because right now it's good, but it's not perfect, especially if you want to do anime.
Yeah.
With 3D, it's already kind of there, but it's not really great, in my opinion. So, wasting time doing things that, like, I like to do short videos for now, but what I
Right.
really want to do is to create a video episode as well. And I'm planning to do it like by next year, because I believe, yeah, this technology will be so much better
Advanced, yeah.
evolved, so
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true. Who's your favorite character so far
In my creations.
in your own creations? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, Lane, of course, and of course also uh, this character, the main character of Way of the Kimono. He is Enso, and basically Enso is the sensei of the Neon Warriors. So he's basically the guy who teaches all the other warriors how to fight, but not only how to fight, but how to, mentally go about the war, And, I took a lot of classes of martial arts. I did in judo when I was a kid, and then I did kung fu, like since like a few years ago, let's say. And I had a very very good sifu, and I learned the style of Bruce Lee, and
Oh
I'm
wow.
always been interested in Bruce Lee and kung fu. And I like to instill these things, these sort of you know how do you say, like philosophy pills in
Right.
there. Yeah, I mean, it's a word that I really love, because like when you train, and it's different than a sport, when you train and you take a punch in your face, you learn a lot, because it's
Yeah,
different.
you do.
You learn how to respect. It
Correct.
doesn't mean just respect somebody that needs to be respected, but like even what you say in public, because you never know. And one of the best thing that I learned in Kung Fu is basically what Bruce Lee says in one of his movies, and that is he's on the boat, in this movie, and one guy is like this near to his face, testing him. Yeah. And so Bruce Lee turns around and says, "Hey, man," and this guy says, "Hey, man, what's your style of fighting?" And Bruce Lee says, "My style of fighting? Yes, your style is fighting. My style of fighting is the art of fighting without fighting." And
Right.
so the guy says, "What the fuck is that? I mean, let's try it." And Bruce Lee says, "Do you think we need more room?" Okay, so we take this boat and we go to the next island there, and then I show you. So the guy goes on a boat. Bruce Lee takes the rope off the big boat, and the guy
Yeah.
is in the sea, and bye bye. So that's the art of fighting without fighting. Everybody laughs, in the boat, and the guy gets mad and takes the water because the little boat is not
Yeah.
really working. So yeah, that's the thing. You need to stay like very relaxed and not really use it until you really have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But
That's so
be
funny.
aware. Be aware of everything. Like one of the things that martial arts teaches you is like when there's somebody that can be a danger, you know how to position yourself to be calm and to talk to him in a way that you don't have to really go that far, and that's the best.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um,
Go ahead, Kevin.
there's there's a lot happening here with all your projects. Are you a one-man team? Is it just you? I mean, it looks like you're the artist, the publisher, the marketer,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
shipper, the producer. Like you're doing all of this, right?
I mean, of course, I have friends. I have, people that I ask feedback. One of those is Martek. Like, and he was here in. I mean, I think your previous or the one before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a guy, man. He's definitely one of the best guy in Web3 that I ever met.
Mhm.
Because you know when I met him, like I said, can I be in this in your space? I like your space, and he was first to respond, because I was trying to be in different spaces, and he was the first to answer. But not only that, like he called me, like he wanted to know if I was for real. He really gets personal, and I like that, because I also, got to know him, and we also shared some things. We had something in common, like music, like drum and bass love, and some things in real life that happened to both of us. Not really happy things, but we
Right.
share some things with. And you meet some people sometime that you're gonna see them, you're gonna carry, possibly forever, and that's amazing. But yeah, I mean, of course, I have other people like Mason is one of the leaders of the Genuine Undead, and I always send him my comics to have feedback. He's also creating a comic on his with his team, So I try to be consistent also with his universe, and I mean, I'm also right now. I'm also producing comics for Project Shinsei. So I'm also a lot in touch with Matt, and Matt is another great guy. He's always there. Like, hey, can I ask you this? And like, yeah, meet you at this time. And he's always there. He's very insightful.
Yeah.
He's another mentor. And I'm not the best marketer in the world, so I try to ask to people that know better than me.
Sure.
But yeah, besides from that, I'm a one-man band, and for now, I'm thinking about, like, in the future to maybe train a few people that want to take this way, and do comics the way that I do. I'll be very glad to, uh, have a few people in the team, and of course, maybe have somebody else that has marketing ideas. But for me, I had things in the past, especially in my music career, where
Yeah.
I need very much to trust you. It's not like any Web3 is very difficult, because
It sure is.
Yeah.
so yeah, maybe you can go faster, but sometimes you go faster off a cliff. So I
Yeah,
prefer
that's
to
true.
go
It's a
slow,
good lesson.
but having everything in control and blame myself for something that doesn't work.
Right.
For now, but in the future, I of course I plan to expand. Yeah.
Yeah, Martek is definitely a driving force. I mean, we spoke to him a couple times. We still owe him another chat that's coming hopefully soon if he's listening. It's just that there's been a lot going on
Absolutely.
with our videos and stuff like that. Some good stuff happening. So we've been like super busy.
Yeah, and he also is always my co-host for under 2043 Spaces. So, and he asked me, like, if you need a co-host, man, I'm here. And wow, I'm not the best talk guy, and he's the
Yeah.
best. He's one of the best for
Yeah, he
sure.
is.
Yeah, he
Having
is.
him as a co-host, is great.
He's very good.
All the
I love his energy. His energy
Yeah.
like gives me energy.
Yeah. All day.
He like fires me up, Martek. You fire me up every time you talk.
Yeah,
Every
it's
time.
like an MC,
Yeah,
in a DJ
exactly.
set.
You mentioned Mason from the Genuine Undead.
Yeah.
How did you build that relationship with him, right? If this was your entry point into Web3, how did you get connected with the founders? What's that relationship been like since you've done this spin-off from their project?
Well, we're both OGs from day one. Like, he's maybe from day zero, and I'm in there like one day later. So
Yeah.
we know each other since the beginning of Genuine Undead, and like, he's probably the most visible leader, of course. But as he will tell you, there's no founder in Genuine Undead, because the real founder, the artist, he went missing. We kind of spoke with him the first months of the project. He left 3 green papers with his philosophy, with his thoughts about this project and everything that you can find in the Genuine Undead Discord, of course. But then he went away, and we were left with this incredible art, and we wanted to create something. And of course, we both are storytellers. We're both, like, he's worked in Hollywood for a few years, and we both interested in this thing, and so of course, we connected instantly, and we shared, different ideas, and from one idea starts the other. And right now, we are in the process of going to a new contract,
Really?
and basically we have this KBT organization that for Genuine that created this amazing new contract, which is officialized by the Ethereum Foundation. And basically we can burn our GU V1 and send it to the V2 contract. And in this V2 contract, we have the possibility of having very, very large art instead of the very small art that was created initially, and we have the possibility to engrave our NFT on chain. And basically, we are trying to move from the first contract, which we as a community we don't have any power in there because it's tied to the founder, and the founder is went missing for almost 2 years now.
Right. That's
So
incredible.
Wow.
you know, and this is an initiative that's being created by the community. Of course, Mason worked a lot on it, and so yeah, man, big up to him for this
Yeah.
because yeah, it's a big move.
Yeah. Very nice website too, by the way. Very
Yeah,
nice.
this is Dilinja is another GU holder that created it.
Yeah,
So
I'm
yeah,
digging it.
Yeah, so I just bought one. I just became part of the community a couple days ago. I just bought
really,
a
congrats.
yeah. It's pretty cool. I
Amazing.
really like it. I'm probably gonna buy a couple more and really support. It's basically what I do. But I do have another question for you. Like, obviously, you know a lot about comic books and storytelling. Like, how do you see NFTs and blockchain technology shaping the future of like comic books and storytelling?
Well, yeah, I mean, NFTs, first of all, like crypto and NFTs have this component, big component of the degeneration, right? So most of the people in there are there to make money, to trade, to, dump, like everything. I mean, I started like that. I discovered myself as not a great trader. I was day trading back in the past bull market. I lost a lot of money.
Yeah,
you
sorry to hear
know?
that. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't like if I was winning, I wanted more, and if I was losing, I lost my faith, and a lot of stuff. And I was also trying to leverage stuff, and that was like really, really like because I thought like BTC can't go below 30K. So
I
that
know.
was my low, but it went. So bye bye my money.
Oh
But
no.
yeah. I mean, so for me, like discovering NFTs and discovering, for me it was a very different thing. I was like very inspired to do something different, And I mean, of course, in NFTs there are big projects, and if we have a new bull run for NFTs, you're gonna see a lot of past bull run project coming back with a lot of new features, with a lot of new promises. And I mean, NFA, do what you have to do, but it didn't end well the first time. I'm just saying that, but to each their own. What I think for comics, for video, for character, for storytelling is NFTs can, give what NFT are built for in the first place, like provenance,
Uh-huh.
originality, and you know that if you buy this collection, you bought from the artist, and it's not a copy. This is very important, and it can also be you can be a commodity, of course. You can give shares away, but I mean, in a way, what I try to do also with Omnicoin, you can give discounts, which
Right.
in a way is like shares, but it's art, And if you give a value to that art, it's not like you're sharing, shares of your business, but you're still giving back to the community in a way.
Yep.
And I think this is the way that we can explore to give back to the community. But the first thing is like, of course, that we need people in there also for the art, also for like wanting to explore storytelling, new IPs, because from the TV and from the movies, I mean, what you get is the same fucking thing all over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I
that's
went to
true.
see, I went to see Alien Romulus, okay,
Yeah.
and they told me it's the best Alien since the first one. I
Uh-huh.
mean,
Of course it
yeah,
is.
I mean, like first 20 minutes, it was really cool because you can see the world building they did, and the
Mhm.
place is really believable, and everything is really well done. But when when the aliens come and they fucking they destroy them, like first Alien Ripley took all the movie to kill one. I mean, now they can be killed like this, like I
Ah,
mean, and it's always the same, like big battle in the end, and it's still the same thing react all over. And don't get me started with superheroes like Batman and Superman. Always like, and there always has been the joke because the Joker is the best villain for Batman. So we saw like 20 different Jokers,
yep.
all the same story. I mean, I like it. Okay, I come from there, but maybe like in back in the days in the 90s, we could see new things. I feel a little bit old, but when when some anime came out back in the day, they were kind of original. I mean, originality is a big word because,
Right.
of course, everything is a copy, a remix. I believe that, but at the same time, they were a little bit different, a little bit original. Like even the movies were trying something. Like
Right.
Memento as a movie was,
So good.
I mean,
Yeah, it was good.
amazing. I never saw anything like that. Now it's very difficult to find a really original, interesting movie, good. So yeah,
Yeah.
maybe Web3 can be the place where we can try something experimental, and then if it works, we can bring it to the big guys. That's
Yeah.
my hope.
What advice would you give other comic book artists looking to transition into the world of NFTs? Like, what would you tell them?
Well, I don't know. Like, for me, the advice is independent from comic book artists. The first thing that I did that I would do would be finding a great community
Mm,
first. In
definitely.
NFTs, you really need to like the art and the people in there, because if you want to be if you want it to be a long journey, you need to really like that,
Yeah.
and then you need to you need to how do you say, know people, and get together with them in a way that's natural,
Right.
because you're really interested in knowing them, and do
Mhm.
something together, and then you can create, and this will be natural. That's what I did. If I wanted to just put out a collection of NFTs without any community knowing me or knowing what I can do or what I can bring to the table, I would probably sell three, and one to my mom, one to my wife. You
Yeah.
know,
Sounds like us.
yeah, instead, what?
That
No,
sounds like our project. Yeah.
I took a look today, and I like especially the PFP one, with the ants with the big face, because like those are very colorful, and I wanted to know more. I'm sure I will buy a couple, but I need to see them all. But anyways, yeah, because you need to choose the right one,
Absolutely.
and yeah, that's what I would do. Connect with people really, and then try, with a collection or your comic, and and there's different ways that you can do it. I know there's I now I forget what's the name, but there's a project going on right now on Solana that is promoting comics, and it's also financing them. I forgot the name and I don't have any browser open. So, but yeah, I mean, on Web3, comic books are something. I mean, and there's a few projects that already published comics. So yeah, it's not like really groundbreaking, but I mean, what you have to do is just create I mean, a why, I guess.
Yeah, you need a story, right? The story
Yeah.
helps. Yeah. This is your collection on OpenSea.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
Undead 2043. As I scroll through, as I've seen some of these traits, you see like the Arnold Schwarzenegger looking one,
Yeah.
right? So definitely a lot of references to pop culture. I'm curious from your point, your vantage point of being in Italy, how much do you tailor your content to whatever America might be in your head, or to what Italy is to you, or what the audience around you is looking for? What direction do you take that in?
Well, I never saw myself too much of an Italian guy. I mean, first of all, I don't follow soccer, you know, and that's a big one because everybody else is doing that, and I mean, like being first and foremost, I'm a musician and a DJ. I travel the world on a on a weekly basis. Most of the time, I have like 2 to 6 gigs per month,
Wow.
and yeah, I
Wow.
mean,
Yeah.
like my music project is bigger than my Web3 project. It's called Hallucinator, by the way, and it's me and another guy from Bologna. We are like brothers, and we travel the world, especially Europe, of course. But we've been also in Colombia, we've been in Tokyo, we've been in Moscow, St. Petersburg, and so I get in touch with a lot of different. Yeah, that's it. We get in touch with a lot of different cultures, and I mean, I'm always listening music in English. I watch movies in English, so I don't see myself too much of an Italian. And I love comics. I love movies. And I like to, you know, I like a lot of pop culture as well. I created a brand like in 2007, 2008, which is kind of strange because it was skulls on T-shirt.
Yeah.
The skull was taken from Misfit logo. I don't know if you like it's a skull very hard painted, like very stylized. And I used to imprint this skull on many different, icons
Right.
like Marilyn Monroe, Elvis, or whatever. And I did this for like 2 or 3 years. I took a break from music and I did only that. And I always liked pop art from the beginning to names. Uh, but yeah, I mean, now I can't remember the name, but
Yeah, it's
I
all good.
mean, yeah. Um, but yeah, and the same thing I did in my collection. So I included a lot of reference to pop culture, famous actors or musicians. Like, I mean, there's Kurt Cobain in there. There's Elaine Staley in there, which is my
Yeah.
favorite singer.
Mhm.
Uh, uh,
It's funny you say that, because I was going to mention, I've been to Bologna before. I went there to see Pearl
oh,
Jam
really?
back in
Really?
2006.
All right.
I followed Pearl Jam around Italy in
All right.
2006. We did
Really?
five concerts in 8 days, and it was me and
Fucking
my friend. We flew in from the U.S. and we rented a car, and we just drove from city to city. We also saw them before that in Switzerland and Paris, and then right after that in Germany. So it was 8 concerts in 15 days. It was super intense, but Italy was beautiful. and I love driving through it. I love driving through the countryside, and yeah, I was like, oh, Bologna, I've been there before, so that was really
Yeah,
cool.
Bologna. Like my brother from Hallucinator lives in Bologna, so I always go there before taking a flight because our airport is Bologna. So the day before I go there, so I'm already there for the morning. So yeah, I love Bologna. Bologna is a unique place in Italy. Really cool.
It's
Really cool.
it's funny to hear you say all these grunge bands that you like. I would not have expected grunge, and
Yeah.
even when I play your music after this, I don't know if I'm going to hear grunge, but I'm happy to hear your grunge preference.
Well, this is more drum and bass, heavy drum and bass,
Yeah,
hardcore infused, but we both are musician, metalheads. He's more like grindcore fan. I'm more like new metal grunge fan. So we kind of try to fuse those
I'm sure it's
influences, but
wonderful, and
we
I'm
try
excited
to
to
put
check it out.
them in intros because in intros you can do whatever you want in drum and bass. So
It's true.
there's me also singing a couple of tunes. But yeah, I mean, I saw most of those bands live back in the day. Like I saw Alice in Chains in '93 in
So cool.
Milan, with
So
of
cool.
course with Lane Staley.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was an amazing, era for music and for art for everything. I guess it won't come back. Like I produce music also in the studio, and nowadays band don't play anymore most of the time. Like drummers don't even touch the drum kit. Like they write MIDI music,
Yeah.
and then you have to, and the musician like they play, but they can't really do that. So you have to take like every chord they do and place around, is totally fucked up. But that's the state of music nowadays. And back in the days, if you couldn't do it, either you do it again, but if you can't do it, you go home. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
learn how to play.
That's funny.
But yeah, it's okay, man. Like it's always different. It's always different. Like I see AI as well, like something that is very, some people are even offended because there are comics done with AI, or art done with AI. And I understand, because to me it really depends on the meaning that you have and what you want to achieve with it. Because of course, if you want just to do a good image, it's really easy. Anybody can do it. If you have a project and you set up some rules for it and you respect them, then you're doing something different.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing, back in the day with the sampler. That's for me the best comparison. Like people used to play music, record drums, and then Public Enemy arrives with the fucking sampler. But that record,
Yeah.
it takes a nation of millions to hold us back. It's a fucking masterpiece, and nobody can deny
Yeah.
that. But it's all done with samplers. It's music from other people. But
Right.
it's totally different. And that's the same with AI. It takes from other people. Yeah, it's true, but it depends on on, I don't know if you can call it artist or whatever you want to call it, but it depends on the prompter or on, let's say, the artist, okay, that does the work that really has some meaning behind it, and that's different.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely artists. I mean, they still have to manage to get the vision out through the AI, whatever it is that their vision is. So yeah, there should be artists.
Yeah, it's a long debate, and I'm doing my thing, and I don't really care. I mean, if somebody loves it, that's cool. If somebody hates it, it's gonna
That's
comment
cool too.
anyways, so it's
Yeah,
cool.
that's cool too.
Yeah,
You need a couple of haters. It's okay.
of course. You're
Yeah.
not doing something right if you don't have any
Yeah.
hater.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. So we're coming up on the hour, and obviously we want to be respectful of your time. But I have a
Yeah.
final question for you. What legacy do you hope to leave behind with your work in both the NFT and comic book world?
Wow, that's a tough one. I don't know, man. I hope to create something that, I mean, people will remember, will love, and will share with other people. That's, I mean, And of course, you never know. The sky's the limit with these things because when you work with IP, it can stay on your house because maybe, and that's one other problem of producers or makers that
Oh, we lost
know
them.
some producers that they never happy with what they do and their
Right.
work never leaves their house. And so another advice is just like do it and share it. If you do something and you think it's cool but it's not really ready, share it anyway and do something else. Do
Yeah, I
something.
love it.
Like my first comic wasn't really perfect. I knew it, but I couldn't really redo it all over again and all over again. I wouldn't build anything. Instead, I just released it and did the second episode. And on the second episode, I tried to do better. So you can do better anytime. And yeah, I mean, the legacy, I don't know, man. I hope I don't know. I hope my son will be proud. I don't know.
Love it. Love it. All right, Sygo, where can people find you? And part two of that question, why do you have 2 underscores after your name? Was 1 underscore taken?
I think so, and even the without underscore, I think it was my first account I did on X that I don't remember the
No
password.
way.
So yeah, I mean, I just made one new for this Web3 thing, and I mean, I was also on Facebook, on any other
Yeah.
like Instagram, but right now I don't have any time for that. Like I don't have time to make a picture of myself eating something.
Yeah.
And I was doing that. And I get it. Also on the music side, right now, new artists need to be always sending pictures and TikToking and this and
Yeah.
that. And luckily, we created a name for ourselves before that craziness, and we are lucky to get booked even if we don't like TikTok any other second, and
Yeah.
that's cool
Good.
because many artists they need to do more TikTok than music, and this is not good to me.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah, I
agree with
mean,
that.
but yeah, if you want to get in touch, best thing would be sending me a DM on X. Of course, if I don't follow you, it's not going to be on my main messages, but I also check, the request, and usually there are hey, or I got a job for you, you know, a
Yes,
lot
of
of that
course.
stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would check it, and if it's legit, I will answer you, of course.
Good. And we've got Lane, the neonwarrior.com.
Yeah.
And that's where they can get the comic books. They can buy Omnicoin. They can buy the NFTs directly from there, but also on OpenSea as well, right? Undead
Yeah,
2043.
of course.
Good. All right. Any parting messages for our 26 viewers? Anything you'd like to say before we head out?
Come on, don't be shy.
There you are. Can you hear us okay?
I don't hear him.
Did we get rugged?
We almost got rugged, I think. Let's see here. Yeah, he's
Sygo,
still
can you hear us?
Can you hear us now,
Sygo?
Sygo?
I can hear you,
Okay.
but
Okay.
okay.
All right, good. Well, we're going to wrap up here. Thank you so much for joining us, Sygo, and thanks to
Thank you
our
for having
viewers.
me. It's been a pleasure, man.
Good. We'll have to get you back on soon whenever you do your next release because I want to find out more, and I think there were probably some more questions that we didn't get to today. So
Yeah, of course.
there you go.
Of
Perfect.
course. Yeah, I will be DMing you whenever something happens. You
Yeah.
can count on that, man. It was
Love it.
really
Yeah,
a
let us
pleasure.
know.
Yeah.
Let us know. We'll bring you back. Give us an update on what's going on, and definitely you have a fan in me. I mean, I've been an artist my entire life, so obviously I'm a huge fan of comic books, and I think I'm a huge fan of what your work and what you're doing
Thanks,
now.
man.
So you definitely have a fan in me, and I'll be following closely to see how things pan out.
Amazing.
All right. Good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye bye.